So I actually changed my mind and decided to stop playing. I didn't do part 2 in the same sitting, so I loaded my save file, and just like I said earlier, I lost all my hearts. Your hearts aren't ever saved to your save file, but your items are. So you'll want to keep this in mind when you play the game. If you feel like you just want to take a break from playing, just close your game, find a place where you can actually spend your hearts and then save it, so you don't lose those items. But then again, I didn't really have any interest in buying anything up until like further in the game. I don't even care for that Thorn Whip that much. It was 100 hearts, I could have bought it, but it doesn't really interest me. My dagger has the same base power levels as the Thorn Whip anyway. And besides, I'm going to be getting a much better whip, like, a little further in the game. So it's really not worth getting the Thorn Whip. Also, I'm going to go back for the root because I know I need to use this in another potion, so once you use an ingredient and you know you need to use it again, you gotta get the ingredient back. And you can jump up 3 blocks in this game. That actually took me a while to figure out. So I got the root ingredient back. Now I just gotta cross the bridge again. Once I do that, we'll be at the first mansion in the game. What I'm doing right now is sort of what I'm planning to do if I ever want to speedrun this. I am really looking forward to trying to get a speedrun of this game with the Divide Potion, because if I can manage to use that correctly and not take too many deaths where I need to avoid taking deaths, then I can save a lot of time just by using it. Except if you die, you'll lose the character and where you place them, so you'll need to avoid taking deaths until like a certain point in the game so you can get the most use out of your Divide Potion. So I'm just gonna go to the Oak Stake. I know where that is right away. Not gonna do any searching for any clues. There are plenty of dead ends, but if you encounter one, might as well just throw holy water at the wall because there's probably a hidden clue there. I mean, Simon's Quest also had a bunch of hidden clues in the mansions. Some more helpful than others. And yeah, blobs. One of your worst enemies in this game. Especially if you don't have a good weapon to deal with them, or a good power level. Like, if you had to do like 4 hits on the blobs just to kill them, it's better just trying to get away from them. I mean, a dagger can kill them in 1 shot, but it needs to actually land. You can whip it twice. It stops jumping around. So in every mansion, there's a person on the road who's going to sell you an Oak Stake for 50 hearts. But you need an Oak Stake by the end of the mansion just to claim Dracula's relic. Or the relic that belongs to Dracula in like each mansion. Because just like Simon's Quest, you're going to go through different mansions to get different relics of Dracula. So you can use those to resurrect him and kill him again. Except this game is bigger than Simon's Quest, so there's going to be more mansions to go through. And this first one is generally very easy if you brought the dagger into it. Even if you didn't, it's still fairly easy. Except for the blobs, but they're not that annoying. There's no instant death pits where the blobs are, so you don't have to worry too much. If you have a golden heart, then you should be okay. You have Sebastian alive, because he can just use his dagger with item crash and just gain health from the pork chops that drop. So you need to make sure you do not waste your Oak Stake, because if you waste it, then well, you gotta go and spend 50 more hearts and go and talk to the guy again. Oh, and possessed is actually spelled correctly. Because apparently Konami couldn't do it first time around. Speaking of golden hearts, there's one. If we need some health, we can always take the opportunity to item crash. Preferably try and line up a bunch of enemies if possible. I'll just leave the mansion, I'll just go in and out as fast as possible. I'm sort of also trying to practice the route I'm gonna take in a speedrun, because I'm looking forward to running this game. As difficult as it can get in some points. I know we gotta go left, because we have everything we need. We have the rib. We have Dracula. Might as well. Okay, it's equipped. And it does exactly what it did in Simon's Quest. It'll deflect enemy projectiles if you're standing and or not moving and not attacking, and we died. The blobs are still following us, and now they're not. Sure, they may just look like just blobs, but they can actually be some of the most difficult to deal with enemies in the whole game. I mean, I even recalled struggling against the blobs in Simon's Quest. Even though I got the Sacred Flame much earlier in the game, still, the blobs are usually a hassle. But in this fan game, you don't get the Sacred Flame until much later in the game. Again, I can't show you how the Divide Potion works because I'm missing a character. They pretty much died to blobs, so I'm stuck with just Melissa. I could always opt to take a death. Actually, we'll just keep on going. I was really hoping I could just cut back on some of the backtracking, but I don't think it's gonna happen. We only have one character alive. If I were to just take an intentional death, I'd lose 126 hearts. I would actually like to keep those, you know. So of course we're just gonna pass through this town. Since the game's not crashing anymore, I fixed the settings, I changed some. Not gonna bother saving, we'll just keep on going left. If we get to the town by the time it's daytime, I'll talk to some more people and I'm probably gonna pick up some laurels there, because I don't know if that's the only town in the game where you can buy laurels. And yes, they function identically to what they did in Simon's Quest. Use one and you'll have temporary invincibility. Except in this game, a laurel costs 50 hearts, and you only get one at a time when you buy them. In Simon's Quest, you got them in pairs of 2. So instead of getting 2 laurels for 50 hearts, in this fan game you're only gonna get 1. So if you do choose to buy any, you're really gonna want to be more careful with how you do use them. Because they're kind of meant to just get you out of a threatening situation, kind of like a get out of jail free card. If you find yourself in a really bad situation, just use a laurel, get yourself out of it. And no, you cannot try and make a nice soup with the laurels. You can't make soup in Simon's Quest or in this fan game. You can't make a nice soup with enhanced aroma. Yeah, fun fact, that was actually supposed to be a pun. It was in Japanese, but when that was translated to English, we got laurels in your soup enhances its aroma, and the wordplay in Japanese just lost its meaning, and now it just sounds like total nonsense. Just one example of how the English translation of Simon's Quest was that much worse than the Japanese translation. Just looking at what we do have here. It's probably gonna go dark by the time we make it to town, so I'm probably just gonna wait it out and then start talking to people. That plus I want to get some laurels. I mean, we still have this and 2 other areas to cover, so it is probably gonna be dark by the time we make it to town. Just talk to some people there once the day-night cycle is done. Once the night cycle is done, the day cycle is gonna end very soon. Preferably, let's just kill these blobs before it becomes night, because they'll actually take twice as many hits once night hits. I'm just gonna wait for this one to just jump in the water, rather than have to actually fight it. Because if you can actually land your dagger on these blobs, they'll die in 1 hit. But when it becomes night, their strength will double, so you'll have to hit them twice. Like now. Oh, that was lucky. It just jumped right over me. And then jumped in the water. Okay, the town is right after this section, but I'm actually just going to stick around here just to farm hearts and experience points. So I'm not really going to bother going into the town because I can't talk to anyone or buy anything. Besides, I could use the extra hearts as well. So there's really not that much else to talk about for the time being. I'll probably talk more about the mansions once we get to the next one. But since I'm going to be doing all this backtracking, I think we're going to save the Palace of Mist for later. I mean, if I had the Vide Potion trick set up, I'd go to Palace of Mist first. So So you're not going to see the most ideal strategy I use to speedrun this, because I already lost one of my characters. And just like Simon's Quest, the enemies won't always drop hearts. Sometimes you may be really unlucky with this randomness factor here. Sometimes you get hearts, other times you just don't get any. If you can get golden ones, that just makes things a lot easier. They can either just speed up how much experience you can gain, or be really good fail-safes, because you can hit a bunch of enemies with your item crash, and you just get to heal up a lot of health. And also, it's a pretty easy way to just get enemies off the screen. Now, excuse me, I'm just gonna go into the town, because it's gonna be daytime in about, like, a few seconds. I'll go and buy the laurels and white crystal first, then I'll start talking to people. I'm gonna get what I actually need first, then just show you around this town. Yeah, there's two town themes to play. I know the first one's a remix of Silence of the Daylight, but I don't know what this one is. Like, if someone knows, feel free to tell me, because that would be much appreciated. It's a nice song. It's probably from a Castlevania game I haven't ever played yet. West Caves wait to be freed from the curse. Who are you? Why bother to include him in the game anyway? Out of all the people we've talked to so far, only one of them is useless. Yeah, that's still a major improvement over Simon's Quest. The rib from east covers the presage under its light. So, like, if I look somewhere around where I found the rib, I'll find another piece of the presage, which is just another clue. Since the rebirth of evil, no one has gone out. Turn right for Jalvine, left to enter Myron Land. Move here from Myron. I sleep much better now. Is this trying to tell us about how Myron is either a dangerous or terrible place to be? Strange things are happening around, they probably are. Yeah, I'm just gonna talk to people. I mean, I'm not gonna do this in a speedrun, so... That guy kinda knows what he's talking about with the laurel. Cabo was an old man who lived with wolves. Buy a white crystal, it can make things more visible. You need a white crystal to beat the game. Yeah, most of these people have pretty helpful hints. One thing I really like about this fan game compared to Simon's Quest. Considering how actually talking to people to get clues is supposed to be a huge part of the game. And when most of those clues are false or really vague, or sometimes just spew out random shit, then the game's like, then there's really something wrong. I'm still talking about Simon's Quest here. So yeah, West Cave. If you go in this cave, you'll find another palace, which has another of Dracula's body parts. So that's what they're talking about, the curse. West Cave being freed from the curse, so you have to go in there and just get another body part to free it from the curse, quote-unquote. Every time they talk about the curse, they're probably talking about one of Dracula's relics you have to go find. Except I'm not doing that right away. That plus I'm gonna have to be... That plus I'm probably gonna be farming more hearts. I want to get the chain whip, but this is not enough for it. But the chain whip's gonna be a substantial improvement over just the leather whip. And if I die, I lose the 98 hearts that I already have. Worst case scenario, I could use the laurel. But I'd rather not. I'd rather not use it up on one blob. I'll probably just stay here because it's a little safer than dealing with blobs. This is probably one of the safer spots to try and farm hearts, but even then it's kind of risky. Just gotta make sure you don't fall off the bridge, because if you do, you're instantly dead. Or jump into a fireball. Sometimes they shoot them and sometimes they don't. So you could just opt to play this very safely. Okay, that could have been a disaster. I'll go ahead and stop the video here and then start up part 3 like right about now.